Hi there, this is Adam Jones from Shimano. Hope you guys are well. I've taken a few minutes out of a day's fishing here in Sweden, and I just wanted to talk to you about a bait that currently is doing the business. Now, we've been out most of the morning targeting perch and pike with the Shimano Predator team here in the beautiful countryside of Sweden, and one of the baits that's getting it done for me is the twitch bait. Specifically this morning, the World Minnow is definitely doing the business. I'll talk to you a little bit more about why in a second. The reason I wanted to explain some things is if you are thinking about fishing a twitch bait, coming to twitch baiting for the first time, there is a few things that you need to know, and I wanted to discuss those things with you. Now, in Shimano, there are two lines of twitch baits. There's the Bantam range and the Yasei range. Within the Bantam range, you've got the World Minnow, World Diver, and Zumverno. These come with various technologies, which I'll talk to you about in a sec. And then we've got the Yasei Trigger Twitch. Now, within the Bantam range, just to quickly go through the technology, we've got flash boost, scale boost, and jet boost. Now, jet boost is designed to make these lures absolutely fly. It's got a weight that's suspended within the twitch bait, which sets back as you cast back and flies forward as it's flying through the air, giving you those extra yards to be able to reach those fish that were otherwise unreachable. You've got flash boost built into the middle of this twitch bait, which essentially, when the twitch bait is standing still, the little metal plate inside the twitch bait keeps vibrating, and that flash really can entice those predators to hit on the paws. And then scale boost down the side, which is this lovely realistic shimmering scale pattern down the side of these amazing twitch baits. Now, a twitch bait is designed to suspend. It's a neutrally buoyant bait that, as you're erratically moving it through the water, you're giving it moments of slack line, which means that that bait is going to just sit right in the water column, completely still. So you're pulling it generally over the top of a weed bed or between some reeds, and you want it to dart aggressively, and then as soon as you stop the line, for it to just sit dead still, and that's when those strikes usually come. So if you're looking to twitch bait for the first time and you've got a load sat in your box and you want to know where to start, these are the things that I would look at for a day's fishing with twitch baits. First thing you need to identify is how deep do you want to fish. Most of the structure that we've been fishing so far today has been probably between 1.8 and a meter, something like that, so almost 2 meters. This World Minnow is absolutely perfect for that. You can see it's got a nice small bill and will only go down to, say, 2 meters, whereas this World Diver, you can see, has got a much bigger lip and goes down a bit deeper. So if it was slightly deeper that we wanted to fish, I'd pick a diver, slightly shallower, pick a World Minnow. Second thing to think about, probably one of the most important things, is what are you trying to mimic? What size of profile are the bait fish that you're trying to mimic? Because if the fish are eating something small, you need to go for something small, and if the fish are eating something big, you need to go for something big. There's a full array of sizes, and you need to match that hatch when you're trying to attract those predators. So you've picked a size, you've picked a depth, and the next thing is you need to pick a color. So if you've got clear water, I would tend to err on the side of natural colors, and in dark water I'd go for the slightly more leery, standout silhouette style colors as well. So I really like a dark bait, purples, greens, that sort of thing. So in dark water I might go for something like this Trigger Twitch with purple and black on the top, whereas in clear water maybe something with more whites, more silvers, that sort of thing. But as with everything in lure fishing, the opposite can always be true as well. So try a few different colors, but those would be the general rules for fishing with a twitch bait. To be honest, for fishing with any sorts of hard baits, those would be my color rules. Now, the next thing we're going to do is jump up onto the bow. We've got a lovely line of reeds here with a little bit of weed coming off the side into maybe 3 meters of water. I'll talk you through how you fish these twitch baits. Come with me. Right, we are going to go through a few of the techniques to think about when you are twitch baiting. I've got a Trigger Twitch here, which is designed to fish down to the depths we're in at the moment. So we're in 2, maybe 3 meters of water. I want something with a nice big bill to get straight down to the weed bed, which is where the fish are hiding. Most of the rules I'm going to talk about, well, they're not rules, things to think about, are true across the entire range. So I'll talk you through my thinking with this, but if you're fishing with any of the other twitch baits, a lot of these things will be exactly the same. So first thing you need to think about is getting that lure out there. As soon as it hits the water, couple of winds just to get it down to depth. Once it's down there, I like to go with a double bounce and then send the rod tip back towards the lure. Get some slack line in there just to get that twitch bait to stop wherever it is in the water column, and just wait for a couple of seconds. Often that's when the strikes will come. So you're just watching that line sitting on the water, just checking to see if there's any movement, and it's a couple of bounces and just let it sit right on top of that weed bed. You can vary this, single bounces, straight retrieve for a bit, maybe 3 bounces, but just make sure that you've got some slack line going back towards that neutrally buoyant bait. The reason is, as the pressure builds up on the bill as it's coming forward, you can imagine if you don't have that slack line, it will just keep moving forward, it won't stop. Whereas the pressure will build up on the bill, you give it some slack and it will actually sit back on itself. The pressure on the bill will almost push the bait backwards before it stops. And I'm pretty sure that's the tantalizing moment that a lot of these fish can't resist. As soon as they're chasing them, as soon as it stops and kind of moves backwards, looks like it's relaxing, bang, that's when the strike comes. So it's pretty simple stuff. Just make sure you've got some slack line to make sure you get the most out of that stop. Vary the retrieve, think about your depths, think about your colors, and get out there twitch baiting. It really is a fantastic way to catch them when they're active, so springtime and fall, when they're really feeding up. But also a time that I really like to fish a bait like this is in the early winter. It can be really, really cold, but there's still a bit of residual weed. You can fish a twitch bait super slow over the top of that dying weed, and it can be absolutely deadly for the big perch, certainly in the rivers in the UK, and I know it's the same across various other parts of Europe and the rest of the world. So think about those things, but main thing is get out there, get twitch baiting, and catch yourself some fish. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. As always, like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to keep moving along and hopefully catch a few fish, but I hope that's helped you, and hopefully you'll put a few more fish in the net over the coming season. Cheers, guys.